from today, we start Module 2, Basic HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. From this module, we will learn how to do web programming. We do 3 technologies, mainly the basic part. Later, we will learn relatively more advanced part. But in this module, we work on, very basic part. Part A, basic HTML. Part 8.1, Introduction to HTML. All right, so let's start. First, let's look at the meaning of HTML. What, why, and how of HTML. We just learned several simple aspects of HTML. All right, so first, what's the meaning of HTML? Very simple. The meaning is hypertext markup language. First, hypertext. If we recall the history a little bit, remember when we talk about the history of internet and the web, we got idea, this hypertext idea. How did that Tim Berners-Lee invented web, this web, whole web, that one. Okay, the main idea using that hypertext. The text is associated with hyperlink. So that's the hypertext. Some special text in a document, but you get some, special piece text. But that text, that piece of text has a special property. It is associated with a hyperlink. When you click it, you can go to location, reference. That location is on the internet. That particular internet location, and view the reference immediately. That's the main idea of Tim Berners-Lee's invention. All right, so that is the meaning of hypertext. Then markup. So what is the meaning of markup language? Here, first, it's a language, special language, and using the markup way to put some special information. Here we are looking at in the context of computer text processing. We do this markup. The goal is we want to do text processing. When we do text processing, we use this markup way to put some special information or special properties to that piece of text, to some special parts of the text. So let's look at those properties, special properties. All right, so first property, describe a piece of text for a special meaning with annotations. How do you describe special meaning? Using some special way to do annotations. Special way is applied on a particular piece of text to associate with some special meaning. Okay, how to do that? Here, let's look at examples. So what kind of special information we can associate with a particular piece of text? In here, the examples, title. We want to make one piece of text as the title of the whole document. That's something special we want to do. Another, we want to make one particular piece of text boldface. Another special way we want to do on a particular text. Paragraph. We want to define a paragraph for a block of text. Okay, you can see we can do many different special things if we use some special annotations. Yeah. All right. So here you may wonder, how do we do the annotations? Yeah. So that's another, simple, smart trick we can use. Yeah. Annotations. Yeah. All right. So that's the markup part. All right. The markup part is not shown in display. Yeah. So all right. So not shown in display. So when we read the text, we do not see the markup part. Okay. The markup part is for the web browser. The markup part is, communication with the web browser. All right, yeah. The web page designer wants to communicate with the web browser. I want to make this piece of text title, that block of text paragraph, this piece of text boldface. Yeah. So that's the way the web designer communicate with web browser. Okay? So the web browser understands certain special annotations. So then the web browser can render the document in the way that web designer wants to have. Yeah. So that's the logic behind this whole method. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Next, it can define, so this markable way can define the structures and the styles of the text blocks. Here you can see, using this markable way, we can do basically two things. One is the structure thing, paragraph, right? Some special things, right? Title, right? So that's the structure part. Styles, boldface styles, right? Red font, color of font styles, right? The font size styles, right? So many special things we want to make our text display with certain styles. Yeah. All right, so you can see two things we can do. Yeah. And then later we will see we take this out and put in CSS. That way, we can make our whole technology more efficient. Yeah, we will go there. Yeah, but at the beginning, this HTML can do both, structure and styles. Yeah. All right. So then, another question: why should we use the HTML? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So here, there are some advantages. Okay? So we want to do the job, right? Yeah. We need a simple way to do the job. Yeah. All right. So here we need a language to describe the structure and the style. So I put in a parenthesis, but because later we will shift the responsibility of this part to another technology, CSS technology. So here we put in a parenthesis. Yeah. All right. Of a web technology. So we want to do that. Yeah. And we need a simple way to communicate with the page rendering software. So that is the web browser. Here we're talking about the web browser, page rendering software. Yeah. All right. We already look at the communication with the browser. So that part, yeah. All right. Another question: how to describe the structure in HTML? Yeah, how to do it? Okay, so we get more and more details. Yeah. Here, how to define structures, different structures. All right, the basic way we do here, the idea is very simple. Okay, use a pair of tags. Use a pair of tags to assign some special meaning to a piece of text. What do we mean a pair of tags, right? Pair of tags. Yeah. Here, the meaning is like this. Yeah. Tagging. This tagging concept. Very simple tagging concept. All right. Mark the beginning and the end of an element in the text. Beginning and end. All right. So here we're talking about a piece of text. A piece of text. Okay. So we define that piece of text as a special element. Okay. How do we describe that particular piece of text? Yeah. First, we need to tell the browser, web browser, where is the beginning of that piece of text, right? Yeah. In the whole document. Yeah. When we try to identify a piece of text, we need to tell the browser where is the beginning. So you need to have the beginning part of the element. You need to define it. You also need to define the end of the element. So with that two ends, then you describe the whole element. Now, here, let me give you the example. This is the example. Okay? We use a pair of arrow bracket. Arrow bracket, yeah. All right, containing tag name. The tag, you should have a name. Yeah. Each tag, you should give a tag name. Okay, the tag name. All right. Then, that's the beginning. Okay, beginning, yeah. Then end, the same tag name, but you use this special slash in front of the tag name to tell the browser this is the end tag. Without that slash, this is the beginning tag. Okay, yeah. Then, between these two tags, that is the content of the element. Okay, my text, so this part, content of the element. In this way, you, using this pair of tags, you associate this piece of text with special meaning. Yeah. All right, yeah. So that idea, pretty simple, right? Yeah. But pretty smart. So you can, think about at the beginning, it's pretty smart. Yeah. All right, so here, this way, yeah, you can see this tagging way, simple tagging way, there is one important usage is it's friendly for parsing the text. Now, here when we talk about text processing, some software tool needs to be used to process the whole text document. Now, so then that tool needs to, scan line by line of the text and do some special work based on different pairs of tags. So that part we call parsing, right? Parsing the text. Yeah, it's pretty complicated. Parsing the text is pretty complicated. You can imagine. But we can do it. People can do it. Okay, yeah. So with beginning and clearly defined for an element, the software tool can process the whole document. All right, yeah, okay. Next, let's look at our first HTML example. Yeah. Very simple example. Yeah. Here, I put a simple HTML document here. Yeah. So this block of text, that is a very simple HTML document, our first one. Yeah. Here, you can see many tags, right? Many tags inside this document. So I will explain line by line, tag by tag, the meaning. Yeah. But here, how do we work on it? Working environment. Here, first, let me talk about the working environment. Working environment, you just use a plain text editor. Plain text editor. Yeah. All right, so why plain? It's not good to use word processing software like Word, because that kind of software put a lot of special symbols, special decorations. We don't need that. We need a plain text editor. Okay, so like Notepad, that kind of thing. Yeah, you just choose your favorite text editor. Yeah. My favorite text editor were Notepad++. Yeah, Notepad++. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So then you put this block of text in that text editor. You can either type or copy paste. You just make this block of text in the editing area. Yeah, so you can change, All right, after you get something you like, then you save it. Here we save this example as our first .html. Here you can see we use the extension HTML. Okay, yeah. Extension, file extension. Okay, yeah. Here, why we use this HTML file extension? Because if you use it, the browser will use the HTML syntax to understand it. Otherwise, if you use a different extension, right? For example, ABCD, then the browser does not know how to understand this document, how to communicate. So you have to use this HTML. Yeah. Although the old HTML technology, people use HTML, but that's the old time way, HTML. The L, skip it. The reason at old time, it requires the extension 3 characters. That's the rule for extension, 3-character extension restriction. So you have to drop that L, but for the new technology, that restriction is removed. So we can use, more characters. Yeah. So the, new file extension, we just use the full HTML, .html. All right, so you save it at some location, then usually the browser, your default browser is associated with the HTML file automatically. So when you double click it, then the browser is brought up and it displays that document. That's simple. All right, here, let me just explain the meaning. The first line, look at this exclamation sign, doc type, capital, then space, HTML. So this line has the special meaning. Basically, it tells the web browser the type of document, what type of document it is. Yeah. Here, it tells the browser this is HTML5 document, version 5, the current version of HTML. Okay, yeah, newer version. Yeah, comparing with older version, yeah, 4 or earlier. Yeah, there is some significant differences. Many new technologies added to the HTML5. Yeah, one improvement is here, this line. For the new, for the older versions, version 1 through version 4, the first line, this line, put a lot of long information, a lot of things. Yeah. It's very hard to memorize. Usually people just copy paste. Yeah. Then for HTML5, you can see this part, very short, very simple, very short. It's enough. It is enough you tell the browser this is a HTML5 document. All right. After that, then our first element, HTML element. Okay, yeah. You can see beginning tag, end tag. Yeah. So you use this pair of tags, wrap around a block of text. So you want to tell the browser something special. Yeah, here, this document. Yeah, this document. So this is the root element of HTML page. This whole page, you need to create a root. So here, you can see this concept, root document. When you see this root word, you connect to a tree, right? A tree has a root. Yeah. Here, let me draw a tree. Tree, in computer science, we start a tree from the root, right? Yeah. So after the root, we may have many branches. Each branch, there is one element associated with it. Then, for each branch, then we can expand to many more branches. How about that? That's the typical tree structure. Here, the web browser interprets the whole HTML document using a tree structure. Tree structure. So you need to have a root element for that tree. Yeah. So this HTML tag element, that's the root. Yeah. So you start from there. Then head element. Yeah. Head part. So so this pair of head part. Yeah. So you can see for this document, you want to define a special element called a head element. Okay, document, the head part. In this head element, you can put some special pieces of information into it to tell the web browser you need to do something special. Yeah. All right, so that's the head. So it contains meta information here. Meta information. So what's the meta information? You want to tell the web browser some special information. That part you call meta information. Meta information basically, that's the description data. Now, its original meaning of the meta information, that's the description data. Now, so we want to describe something special, to the web browser, to tell the web browser, do something special. Meta information. Then title element. Inside this head element, we have another element called the title element. This one, we want to provide a title for this document. The document has a title. Okay, yeah. Here, specifies a title for the HTML page. How do you see the title? Yeah, here. It is shown in the browser's title bar. Browser has a title bar. Okay, yeah. Look at the tab. In the browser window, you open many pages. Each page, there is a title bar. Okay, so that title bar, the text displayed in that title bar, that's the title element. Okay, yeah. Here, yeah. So we put this page title. This piece of text is displayed in the title bar. Okay, yeah. All right. Next, the body element. Now you can see the main content of this whole document, the body part. Yeah. So this body element, yeah, it defines the document's body. And it is a container. Yeah, here we have a concept called a container. Yeah. When you have a container element, that means you can put many other elements inside this container element. Okay, so it's a container element. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So container. Yeah. Things like that. Then you put many other elements inside this container. Okay. Yeah. All right. So what kind of elements, such as headings, right? Heading. Yeah. Heading, display headings. We will see heading. So this is the heading, H1 heading. Okay. Headings. Paragraphs, images, hyperlinks, tables, lists, buttons, many components, graphical user interface components you can put into it. Yeah. All right. So then heading, our first heading, H1. Regarding the heading, you can see at different locations for different text parts, you may want to use different sizes of headings. Yeah. H1 heading is the largest, the biggest heading size. Yeah. So you can actually we can have H1 heading, the smallest heading size H6. Yeah. From H1 through H6. Yeah. Yeah. To organize your text with different heading sizes. Yeah. All right, so H1, large heading. So you can see, the font size, pretty big. Yeah. So the next element, tag, P, paragraph. Yeah. For paragraph, only one character P. Okay. Yeah. It defines a paragraph using some space to separate the tag. Yeah, here, how do you define paragraph, right? Here you can see this pair of tags. When you view your text, how to define a paragraph, right? Yeah, it's very simple. Yeah. When you have a paragraph of text, before this paragraph, after this paragraph, there is some space. Yeah, the browser will leave some space around this paragraph. Yeah, so that matches our basic understanding of paragraph. Yeah. All right. Then the concept, an HTML element. Yeah, we use this concept already many times. Here, more specifically, so we can see, yeah. So what is the HTML element? It is defined by a star tag and then some content. So the content of the text piece and then end tag. Yeah, the format is like this. Yeah, we saw it before. Yeah, so that is the element concept. Yeah, all right. So next, let me show you visualization of an HTML page structure. We want to see the structure. Yeah. When we use web browser to render this page, usually we do not need to see the structure. We just want to see the document rendered based on our tags. Yeah. But the browser has some understanding of your HTML document. Yeah. Here, this is the visualization of our first HTML document in this way. Yeah. So we want to see it better, so we use nested tags. Yeah. the nested internal, external tag relationships. We want to see clearly, right? Internal, external tags, that kind of relationship clearly. So here you can see the external, the outermost tag pair, HTML, so that's the root, right? We start from the root. Then we go to branches. How many branches do we have in this document? You can see 2 branches, right? The first branch, head element, the first branch. The second, the body branch, 2 branches, okay? Then in the first branch, you have another element, title element. In the second branch, you have 3 elements, like that, okay? So you can see in this way, the structure of the whole document is described clearly, and the browser understands the structure well, and then it does the rendering. So you see the result as that simple web page. All right, so that's our first video, 8.1 of Module 2.